Did you have any experience when you applied for
No.
this? You're just using ChatGPT.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
man,
using
I love this.
ChatGPT. I know, it's like no experience whatsoever. I had no idea.
I just wish that I could like buy a billboard on every highway in every city in the world that just said like, you are now an expert in everything. Like, period. So many people use
Gosh.
ChatGPT, but we're still so early that they don't yet know that they're now a PhD in everything. They're just not thinking to connect the dots. So you're like, I got ChatGPT, 20 bucks a month. I'm now an expert. Like that
Yes.
irrational confidence, that fake it till you make it has never been more like in everyone's grasp than it is today.
Okay, so here's some secret sauce. And that's when I actually found your channel too, because I was really into side hustles. But that's the moment when I decided I need to really focus on one thing, just one thing. And that was AI. Because I know AI was hot, but I don't know anything about AI. I'm like, or at least I didn't know anything about AI, I should say. But I knew how to talk to people. So what I decided to do is going to Upwork, literally, and then applying for job application in AI business that I don't even know about. So after having ChatGPT build a couple different models for me, I presented that idea to the client. And that's the very first money that I made online, which is $3,000 a month retainer.
Wow.
Yeah.
From Upwork.
From Upwork. Yeah.
So did you do anything to like build your Upwork profile or like establish a presence?
Yeah, so I didn't have any testimonial. That's the thing. I had a huge imposter syndrome when I first started doing this, just because I had no testimonial. I'm like, who am I to pitch an idea that I can do this because I don't know anything about AI, right? But what I realize is every single person, including myself, we have some sort of history, what we've done in the past. It doesn't matter if you work for, I don't know, like Chick-fil-A or McDonald's and then serving people. That's still a thing that
Yeah.
you did. And you can somehow relate that into automation. And that's what I did. I went to ChatGPT and told them exactly what I did in the past, and then got some numbers out there and how can I relate this into automation, and then put that into the work and also get a couple different portfolio so that it looks better. Portfolio doesn't necessarily mean it's your testimonial. It's what you've been building, right?
Sure.
So
How many jobs did you have to apply to before you got the one that you got?
I apply 7 applications. I specifically
Well,
remember
that's not
that.
bad.
No, it's not too
Yeah,
many.
that's not bad at all. So I've been an Upwork client since they were called Odesk, which was like 2010. They were called Odesk and it was like the place. It was Odesk and freelancer.com. That was like where you went to find a virtual assistant. So I was looking for virtual assistants there forever. It probably seems more competitive to you because like it's more competitive than it used to be, but it's been around almost 20 years, you know? And
Mhm.
I feel like we don't really know how much supply and demand there are for any given job. It's always kind of imbalanced. And so maybe for your niche, it's gotten more competitive. Maybe for other niches, it's not competitive enough. But I just find that like an interesting concept is in any marketplace, sometimes things seem more competitive than they are because you're like in it. And sometimes, like if you were to compare your niche with an Upwork to a different niche that you've never even been in, you're much less competitive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's the reason why some of the strategy that I've used personally. So, to be very transparent, the first client was SEO business. So, they wanted to automate the SEO stuff, right?
Okay.
But I didn't type AI automation. I didn't type AI SEO. I only typed SEO. Meaning, I know AI in Upwork is really competitive, but then if you, just like you said, if you just tilt it just a little bit, just very slightly, and then go with a slightly different niche, kind of similar but different, there's a lot less competition there. And that's how
Yeah.
I got the first gig.
Now, did you have any SEO experience when you applied for this?
No.
You're just using ChatGPT.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
man,
using
I love this.
ChatGPT. I know, it's like no experience whatsoever. I'm like, what the freak does this mean?
Yeah.
Like backlinks, internal
hmm
links. I had no idea. So I had to educate myself before I jump on a call. Yeah.
I just wish that I could like buy a billboard on every highway in every city in the world that just said like, you are now an expert in everything. Like, period. Like we remodeled our upstairs with ChatGPT. We've never done anything like that.
Oh my
We're
gosh,
building a
yes.
house with ChatGPT. I fixed my lawnmower with ChatGPT. Like So many people use
Gosh.
ChatGPT, but we're still so
Hmm.
early that they don't yet know that they're now a PhD in everything. They're just not thinking to connect the dots. So you're like, I don't need to know about SEO. I got ChatGPT, $20 a month. I'm now an expert in SEO. Like that
Yes,
irrational confidence, that fake it till you make it has never been more like in everyone's grasp than it is today. So
it
I
is
applaud you for
real.
that.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. It is real for sure. And then my thought behind this is if ChatGPT can be my agent underneath me, if he's the expert, she's the expert, whatever, if it's the expert, then I have my confidence. And that was where my confidence came from, even
Yeah.
though I'm not the expert. It's okay. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the company that decided to pay you $3,000 a month, they're probably using ChatGPT. It's not like they don't know it exists. Even if they're
Right.
using it for SEO, they still need a human to push the buttons, to follow up, to check in, to be to like they need someone, not something, to be accountable, right? So like they still
Yeah.
need you to do the job, even if they already
Hmm.
have the tool that's doing most of the job, you know? So
Yes,
I just
exactly.
think that humans are much more likely from a place of insecurity or scarcity to like, oh, who am I? Like, I don't know anything about SEO. Like, no, just like do it. Just go try it.
Hmm.
Worst case scenario,
Hmm.
after a month, they're like, man, that's not imposter syndrome. That guy is an imposter. I want my money back. Who cares? Give him your money back and keep trying. You
Yes.
know, like that's the worst that could happen.
Exactly. That's literally where my mindset is right now, just because I have a full-time job, Chris, right now. I still have my full-time job, and my full-time job is working for the funeral homes. Isn't that weird? Like
Wow,
working
that's
for, yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
What do you
I
do for
know.
them?
So I work for a funeral marketing, sales and marketing company. So I'm a
Okay.
regional manager helping other people, kind of like wedding planners, but for funerals. That's what it
Yeah.
is. I'm
Hmm.
helping them how to do that. Anyways, the reason why I'm sharing that where I'm coming from is I think about death a lot because yeah, I mean, hang out with the
Okay.
people who's about to die, like,
Sure.
like they were really old grandma who was 102 years old. I don't think she's legally able to drive, but she drove to the funeral home, pre-planning her funeral services, and then we're just talking.
Yeah.
And not to be morbid at all or negative, but this is just on top of my head a lot. If I die tomorrow or if I die in a month, what would I regret the most? And then that was me not starting my business and me not believing in myself of doing that.
Yeah.
So right now, it just totally changed my mindset. It's like I can do this. If that person can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, that's another billboard message that I want is like to put on a billboard that like you are much more likely to regret things that you didn't do than things that you did. Like I started so many businesses that failed and I regret none of them because I at least answered the question for myself. Like, did I like that business or could that business have worked? Like
Yes.
aside from like outlier things where we make like terrible decisions, we usually sit around and talk to people on their deathbed. Like they regret things that they didn't do, not things that they did. Because we always learn something from things that we did, but we never learn from something we never did.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
either win or you learn.
I love that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So I want people to know if they don't have a grasp of Upwork, like for you to apply to an SEO job on Upwork is like the most generic, like that's like the highest competitive category in the world. You had no background. How did you get that $3,000 a month job over someone else with a ton of experience?
Okay, so here's some secret sauce. What you want to do is you want to record a video. Okay, so that
I've been
is
saying
your
this.
practice. You are going to record a video, Loom video, explaining how you can help them. And that's exactly what I did. So even though I don't know anything about SEO, I had ChatGPT build an N8N system for me. So basically, N8N looks complicated. So what business owner, when they look at it, they're like, "Oh, it's too complicated. She's
Yeah.
got
I
this."
need
You
to
know,
pay
that's the
you to
vibe.
do this. Yeah.
Yeah. But in reality, I didn't even understand what N8N was. So I'm like, I'm learning this, but I didn't say that, obviously. I'm
Sure.
like, you know what? This is what the workflow is based on what ChatGPT has given me, the script. This is how the workflow works, and this is where I'm going to come in and help you out. So I pitched the idea before I build a product. Okay. So that's really important you do that because if you build a product first and then pitch the idea next, you're too late. You want to see what's out there first. And that's exactly what I did. And one of the strategy, like I mentioned, is recording a video so that people can gauge who you are and feel your vibe. Now, if your English is not native, this is a perfect way to practice as well.
Mhm.
So that's what I did.
Okay. I just have this thought like the great men and women that have built this world were probably the same people that said the phrase, how hard could it be over and over and over. And like they always were proven wrong. Like it always ends up being harder than you think. But that naivete, like that optimism, whatever you want to call it, like that attitude just walks you into amazing circumstances. So you're like, how hard could it be? SEO, how hard could it be? It's like, it's kind of hard. There's a lot going on here, but I'm an expert now. I have ChatGPT. Like it's just as a framework. Like if you find yourself saying that a lot, you'll probably be successful.
Yeah.
A little ignorance could be helpful.
Yeah, that's true. I love that.
Okay, so you make this Loom video. How long was it, give or take? Did you edit it?
I didn't edit it. No, I didn't know how to edit Loom videos, so I only just sent it. But I practice, meaning if I don't like it, I re-record it a couple of times just to see if it sounds better. It was about 2 to 3 minutes. I found that that's the sweet spot because a lot of people don't really want to watch a long video.
Okay.
So 2 to 3 minutes. And eventually, I deliver the work for this client and I was really successful for their SEO. By the way, Claude Code. So which we can talk about. I did everything with Claude Code, really successful. And then I told them, hey, let's increase the price. So after that, I increased the price to 5.5K monthly retainer. Same client.
What gave you the confidence to do that? Like, what did you see or what made you think to do that?
I just thought to myself, I have nothing to lose at that point.
What type of a client was this? What type of a business? Like, was it $1 million business, $100 million business, home services, e-commerce? What are we talking?
It was education business.
Okay.
Like they were having education app business, and then it was about $1 million business. So I knew that they had money just because of, like how much money they generated from SEO in general. So basically what I did is I did automation for blog automation for one language, right? English,
Okay.
Japanese, and then I extend that to Spanish and Korean. So I said, hey, I'm gonna expand this to Korean and Spanish, and that way you're gonna pay me more. And on their end, it makes sense because this is how much money it cost, which is $3,000. If I were to duplicate what I did, in business perspective, it's $6,000. But I'm giving you a cut to 5.5K, so they got a good deal. But for me, on my side of it, I just do copy and paste.
Yeah. So you might not know this, but this isn't my real channel. My full channel is linked below or right here. Go check that out for full episodes.